Amazon has yet another massive hit on its hands in the form of Reacher. The series has given audiences a towering new action hero to look up to. The first season of Reacher proved an immediate success for the streaming service, following the former soldier as a drifter who finds himself embroiled in a criminal conspiracy in a small Georgia town. The show has proven so successful, in fact, that it's already been greenlit for a second season.
Trouble just kind of seems to find me.
The soldier-turned-detective at the heart of Reacher might look familiar to fans of the series. That's because the action hero is portrayed by Alan Ritchson, an actor with a career full of great performances in the world of action and comedy. With Reacher becoming the monumental hit that it is, and with more action on the way, now is the time to dive in and take a look at some of the most notable roles and performances that fans may know Alan Ritchson from over the years. One of the first major on-screen roles that many audience members may recognize Alan Ritchson from is his role as Arthur A.C. Curry in Smallville. Introduced to the show during Season 5 in 2005, Ritchson would go on to appear in the WB Superman prequel series 4 times until 2010.
You're not going anywhere.
The popularity of the Aquaman character on Smallville eventually led to a planned spin-off for the character. However, when the Aquaman series went to pilot, Ritchson was ultimately recast. Despite not playing Aquaman in live action outside of his tenure on Smallville, Ritchson would eventually go on to reprise his Aquaman role in voiceover for the animated film Justice League: The New Frontier in 2008. Alan Ritchson has played several athletes over the course of his career, but perhaps his most well-known athlete performance is his role as Thad Castle in the Spike TV comedy series Blue Mountain State. Though initially pitched as a soft antagonist who bullied and hazed his teammates, Thad eventually became the co-lead of the series in the show's second and third seasons. Outside of his work in the DC and Reacher universes, Thad Castle may arguably be one of Ritchson's defining performances as an actor.
Cocaine! Yeah, baby!
In 2016, Ritchson reprised the role of Thad in earnest for the Blue Mountain State spin-off movie Blue Mountain State: The Rise of Thadland. Another high-profile film series where you may have caught Ritchson was The Hunger Games. He portrayed Gloss, one of the most gifted and talented tributes in the games. A career combatant from District 1 who specialized in throwing knives, Gloss battled Katniss and the other returning winners in the Hunger Games Catching Fire, alongside his sister Kashmir. Ritchson's tenure in the Hunger Games franchise was ultimately short-lived. If Blue Mountain State proved he could catch a football, the Hunger Games showed he was just as good at doing it with arrows. But even though Gloss went down, Ritchson was going nowhere but up in Hollywood. After putting in a few cameos in popular shows like New Girl, Ritchson landed one of the leads in a very different type of comic adaptation, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Although you couldn't see his face, he provided the voice and motion capture for Raphael.
Actually, I'm in charge on this one.
In 2018, Alan Ritchson found himself back in the DC universe in the role of Hank Hall, aka Hawk in Titans. A former football player who eventually became a vigilante, Hawk was a brutal fighter who patrolled the streets in a Hawk-themed outfit. He was one half of the Hawk and Dove crime-fighting duo, balancing out the more nuanced and finesse-oriented fighting style of Dove with a brute force approach. As Hawk, Ritchson would make several appearances across various DC properties. In addition to his primary role on Titans, he also briefly appeared on Supergirl during the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event. Unfortunately for Hawk, the character ultimately met his demise during Titans Season 3. Ritchson has continued to appear on Titans in sequences following Hank into the afterlife, but at this time, the character remains canonically dead. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.